McNamee, of course, is Elevation Partners, early investor in Facebook and Google. Roger, we tried to get you on camera, but we'll settle for the phone. Good to see you.
Good to be seen or not seen.
Yes. All right. So you mentioned you trimming your position last time you were on. Since then, we got a street target of 520. Today, another one of 530. Why do you think the street is chasing it? I can't imagine you're discounting some of these analyses out of hand.
No, in fact, quite the opposite. The reasons to love Apple as a business are still intact. To my issue here is that uncertainty relative to the market broadly, relative to Apple specifically, is much higher than it's been. And on my personal risk and reward calculation, I don't like where we are. And I think from Apple's point of view, the politics surrounding Epic, the politics surrounding China, are in many ways beyond their control. Those are factors we have not had to deal with as investors, and the stock is at an all-time high. And so I look at that and I factor it in, and in my own thinking, this has been an amazing ride. I will get another chance at it almost certainly at some point, and I will take my opportunity there. I look at the market, I look at the stock split, I realize there's a lot of momentum here. And you never know when the momentum's going to end. And I'm not trying to make a call on that issue. I'm just saying that for me, this is enough. It's been a great ride. And it's not just Apple that I've been selling. I'm looking broadly through my tech portfolio, and I own a bunch of names. And I have been reducing positions across the board simply because I want to reduce the level of risk I'm taking in the market. I've had a year in the market that's been truly extraordinary, notwithstanding what I think is demonstrably the worst year of reality of my lifetime. And the market's uncoupling from the economy, uncoupling from the COVID pandemic, uncoupling from a deteriorating global diplomatic situation, and the craziest U.S. politics I've ever observed, is at one level understandable because of the Fed, and at another level, a source for me of an opportunity to convert to cash and to just step to the sidelines while things shake out. I may be giving some upside away here, but I'm okay with it.
Right. I think that's interesting on two fronts. One is I'm curious to know where else you're trimming, if you're willing to share that with us. And second, your answer to the rejoinder we always hear was that cash is trash in this environment. Why does it seem relatively attractive to you?
Well, so Carl, if I look at this and say I'm not making any return on cash, but then again, if I'm in T-bills, which I'm in, I'm unlikely to lose money. And from my perspective, my fear is of the downside right now. I'm not, there are periods when dead money is the best you can do, and that is the case I'm blocking against. And I may be wrong, and I'm perfectly willing to take that risk simply because my personal risk and reward is that way. In terms of, I probably owned, 20 different tech stocks, and I've taken something out of almost all of them. So that means I've sold Amazon. It means I've sold some eBay and PayPal and, Netflix, Alibaba. It's been a broad list. And again, it has nothing to do with it. It's just a market call.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Roger, about the regulation, because you have always said that Apple has the least to fear when it comes to regulation and regulatory scrutiny. I think you joined us on the day that those CEOs were facing Congress in terms of their hearing. Do you still feel that way, even though this war against some of the developers has gotten bigger and more public?
I'm not so confident as I was. And the reason I'm not confident is that I think the political side of this is a much bigger factor than I had recognized on the day of the hearing. When you look at antitrust on an issue of harm to consumers, when you look at it relative to restraint of economic activity and innovation, Apple doesn't look anything like Google, Facebook, or Amazon. The issues that it has look like issues we see in sectors like cable television, and telecom, which is to say they have huge market power and they use it to maximize their profit.